Welcome back to another edition of Vikings Film Room, brought to you by the Vikings Entertainment Network. I'm your host, Pete Bercich. Now, with the 23rd selection in the third round, the Minnesota Vikings select Wyatt Davis, offensive guard out of The Ohio State University. Now, Wyatt comes in to challenge and maybe compete for a guard position. You take care of the needed offensive tackle with Christian Darrisaw. Now you bring in a guy like Wyatt Davis, who I really enjoy watching. Why? He's a mauler. He's a mauler in the classic sense. Anyone who's played this game or has played offensive line any time in their life will love the way that this young man plays football. So let's take a look at the film and see what Wyatt Davis has to offer. The first play is just a simple pass pro, but you're going to see how Wyatt finishes this. Simple pass play, good job dropping the anchor. You don't want to let the D lineman get his hands inside, but you see him drop his anchor. But as soon as that lineman goes down, there he goes, lays on top. Now that's what we call getting fat in the business. When you want to punish a guy, you get him on the ground, you lay on top of him, just be fat, get fat. Let that defensive lineman know that you've got his number. All right, you'll see him at right guard. This is just a zone play on the front side. You've got all the offensive linemen kind of elephant blocking to the right. As soon as he gets out in space and realizes that there's no one in front, he looks on the backside, and his linebacker isn't ready for him. Bam! Puts the guy on the ground, and then he puts him on the ground again. This is what I'm talking about, right? Just getting mean, just put a guy, knock him down once, tries to get back up, nope, knock him down again. So that's the kind of attitude, and the power that this guy has, and I love it. Against Penn State, this is a great example of Davis getting to the second level. Now, he and the right tackle have to get up to 97, the defensive tackle, and to the linebacker on this running play. Once the ball is snapped, however, you'll see the defensive lineman stunts outside. So Davis has to protect that B gap. And oh, by the way, again, watch Davis. He pushes 13 past the play, gets him on the ground, and then again, getting fat on him. That is awesome. That's the type of attitude I think some of this offensive line's missing, and missing a little bit of this nastiness that Wyatt Davis has and really has been shown it on film. Okay, this is another great example of the zone block, trying to get outside. In this case, Davis has a tough job. He has to get all the way to this nose tackle and get across his face, turns and runs. The center gives him a little help, but he keeps that left arm inside and keeps pushing the nose tackle past the play. So in the zone style running game, the zone scheme that the Vikings run, having to get left and right, he does a good job. Another zone block, in this case, having to cut off the nose tackle. He's kind of G'd a little bit more toward the guard, but again, gets his nose in there, turns out, keeps him outside. So again, the good footwork, initial footwork, not a lot of wasted movement, moves pretty well. He's going to have to do a little better job at kind of keeping his head up and his knees bent, and he swings for the fences. I mean, this guy wants to blow people up. Another zone play on the front side. He's at right guard. You see immediately gets his head across this defensive end, gets a little help from the center. The best part of this is just at the end of the play. 55's out of the frame, and he's still chasing him. He pushes this guy all the way out of the screen. That's the kind of tenacity that we're talking about and that we love, and I'd love to see out of this young man. Again, in the running game, you'll see a great turnout block here. Walls this guy out. The defensive lineman tries to get the long arm on him. Guy falls on the back of his leg. It's okay. He's going to bury him. Again, lay on top of him. I love, again, the way this kid just finishes and puts people on the ground. He finds a way. Sticking with the run, another great example of a zone block. Good step, gets his head across, and you can see the strength as 53 gets himself off balance. He's able to throw a guy who's 300 pounds and push him to the outside, and again, stay off and stay on him and finish him. So the ability to, once you get a guy turned, torque him, push him past the play, he has that strength. All right, in pass pro. This is basic slide protection. Good feet. Once he's down, he's putting his hands on his back. He's getting fat on him. I love it. Just punishing a guy for going up against him. Okay, pass pro. This is an area where, he's going to need a little bit of work. In this case, he lets, again, that defensive lineman get inside of him. He's got to drop that anchor now. He's doing it here, but he's just needs to get a little stronger, bend those knees and get himself down a little quicker and be a little bit more stout, because that's the kind of rush that you're going to see a lot out of these NFL defensive linemen. This is a line stunt by Penn State, and this is him just, protect the gap. You look outside, pick up the linebacker, drops his anchor. Great play. So just a nice job picking up a zone blitz or a zone stunt from Penn State. And finally, another play in pass protection. This is a little bit more of what I think you'll see in the NFL. This is basic turn protection. The center's turning away. On contact, his base is getting a little bit wide. So for Wyatt, the fundamental side, the footwork side of the game, bending your knees, playing a little bit lower, those are the things that he's going to have to master. Now, the kid is definitely tough enough and mean enough, and I love his chances of getting on the field and making an impact for the Vikings this year.